What the fuck?
Hello and welcome. My name is Zach. This is going to be an in-depth review of the Crusher Evo headphones by Skullcandy. It's worth pointing out that I did go out and buy these with my own money. I was looking for a new pair of headphones, so this is going to be completely honest. Let's dive in and find out more and see if the Crusher Evos live up to all the hype. Having a quick look at this case, quite an interesting addition this. Not seen a sort of bag like this before for headphones. We've got this little buckle which you can close it up with, and the inside, if you can see there, is sort of lined with a soft furry material. And it does actually have, I don't know if you can see, these little mesh pockets inside. Note as well, they do mention on here, this bag is not waterproof. I don't know how practical it is, if I'm honest, for actually protecting the headphones from, dropping or big knocks or having something heavy put on in a suitcase or something like that. I'm sure it'll protect them from scratches or anything like that. Right, now back to the headphones, just to run over the sort of physical look and feel of them. So they are quite a nice looking pair of headphones. They do actually look quite small, and they are, and I'll get onto that a bit more in a second. But yeah, I really like the look of them, to be honest. I quite like this sort of leatherette material that they've added onto the top of the headband here, where you also have the sort of serial number and stuff. So they've got the logo on both sides here, and they are fully sort of foldable, so they swivel, so you can have them flat on your shoulders sort of thing, and they do fold inwards as well to make them nice and compact for travelling with. Padding is quite thick on these, as you can hopefully see there, and it's very, very soft. Now, that could be both a good thing and a bad thing. Obviously, softer is going to be, you'd think, comfier, nicer on your head, but also because it's got so much more give, it doesn't actually pad as well for the amount of padding there, if that makes sense. Adjustable headband. You can see actually by opening that up, they are actually, they do have a metal band going through there. So overall, pretty good construction quality. They feel well made, got a sort of good weight to them without being heavy. And yeah, generally quite like them. So the first thing I'm going to sort of talk about with these is the fitting. Now, this is one of the main reasons I'm going to be returning these, and that is they do run quite small, I feel. These are quite tight on my head. I'm getting the right way around. Sort of show you there. And yeah, they're very snug, and sort of, they do put a bit of pressure onto the sides of my head. That and the actual size you get in the ear cups. These are over-ear headphones, not on-ear headphones. So they are meant to go around your ears, but the size of the ear cup here is pretty small. If you look at the underside of the headband here, you have this, you have some padding there, and there's this sort of cutaway, which presumably they've done for sort of, there's a ridge in your skull, or at least there is in mine, because I was wondering why they'd put this on there. And I think it's possibly to just give more room to that and try and make it a bit more a comfortable fit. I don't think it makes that much difference, to be honest. I mean, I've never had a problem with other headphones where the band just has decent padding. And with the padding on here, if you can see there, it is sort of, it's very spongy. And yeah, I didn't find it that comfortable, to be honest, but again, that might be to do with the overall fit, how it's quite tight around my head in general. So with all that in mind, these for me aren't particularly comfortable, and I've tested them out a fair bit, and just wearing these for less than an hour, and they actually get fairly uncomfortable, especially if I'm wearing glasses where they press the rim of the glasses into my head as well. So yeah, not great for me. So that's probably something you really want to bear in mind if you're looking at getting these. Moving on, having a quick look at the sort of functionality in the buttons. On the left side, you've got the power button and pairing button. So it's you just hold it for a couple of seconds to turn it on, keep holding it for a few more seconds, and it'll go into pairing mode, so you can attach via Bluetooth. It's not multi-pairing, so you can only have it attached to one device at a time. And also on this side you have the USB-C port for charging and the audio jack port if you wanted to plug it into your laptop or headphone if you're low on battery or whatever. I'll come back to this button in a second, but then on the other side you've just got your basic volume up and down and skip, forward and back buttons, which are the top and bottom ones, and then in the middle you've got your function buttons, so stop, start, answer a call, what have you. So fairly simple. The quality of the buttons is pretty good. They don't feel like loose or anything like that. They've got a good click to them, if that's something you're into.
If that is something you're into, why not go ahead and click away at that like button below to let me know that this has been useful to you. Back to the video.
This is really what everyone's here for, and this is the magic button. It's actually a slider, so you can see here it slides up and down. And this adjusts the bass boost, I guess. Now obviously, presumably, you're going to be looking at these headphones if you wanted more bass with your music. That is what these are designed for, and that's who they're aimed at. So with that in mind, I think the audio quality on these, generally speaking, is good. Nothing to go crazy about, but it was generally okay. But of course, what we've really got to take into account here is the bass. And as you'll have seen from my intro, the sort of marketing around this pair of headphones is that you feel the bass. It's really strong. And if you've watched any other reviews about these, you've probably heard other people say how ridiculous it is. And I can confirm that it is utterly ridiculous how much bass these produce. You do feel it vibrating your head, which is sort of, it's kind of cool when you try it out. But the issue for me is I feel like it's more of a gimmick than anything else. Honestly, when I've been using these, I've lost the bass. There you go. I would have this about there, so barely moved up at all from the bottom setting. I kind of feel, given that, it's a wasted function. Like, I'm never going to use it for what it can do, really. This is me personally, but I could not listen to it up there for more than 2 minutes. So overall, I feel like the bass function on these, which is sort of their main selling point, it's the main purpose of them, it just doesn't really add to the listening experience. For a similarly priced set of headphones, you could get much better audio quality with good bass, just as they are. And you've always got the equalizer settings on a pair of headphones to tweak the frequencies as you like, so you can turn the bass up anyway. I thought I would genuinely enjoy these. I think it's hard really to put into words what the experience is like without actually trying it yourself. And at the end of the day, I think that's really what you're going to have to do if you're still undecided about these. So that is what I would probably recommend at the end of the day. If you are still considering these, just get them and try them out, but make sure you buy them from somewhere that is going to allow you to return them, like Amazon. That's where I bought mine from.
Okay, so I thought it'd be good to give a quick summary of everything that I've discussed in the video and condense that into a rating system as well. So first off, style. For me, that gets a 5-star. I think they're really good looking headphones. I like the color scheme as well. I'd be happy to wear these out and about. They're not overly obnoxious, so yeah, that's a win for me. And for comfort, unfortunately, that is only a 2-star. As I've said, the main problem with these is just how tight-fitting they are. There's not much ear space within the ear cups. The padding on both the ears and the headband isn't great. So yeah, overall comfort for me wasn't great, especially for extended periods of time. And functionality next. So obviously these headphones don't have noise cancelling of any sort, but I'm not taking that into account because I knew they didn't have it and I wasn't looking for noise cancelling headphones, so yeah, that doesn't factor into the score. So overall, yeah, 4 stars I would give this, because I think it's generally got good features. Obviously that does include the bass booster, but despite the fact that I don't think it's worth buying the headphones for that, it is still a function that is, I don't know, good to have, and I'm sure a lot of people would actually find that really useful and enjoy using it. But otherwise, yeah, general good functionality. It's good that it has USB-C for charging. The only thing I would have liked to have seen is multi-device pairing, so that is why it is 4 stars and not 5. And lastly, value for money, which I've given a 3-star. So at the time of purchase, I paid £150 for these. I feel like I paid a little bit too much for the value that I was getting out of these, mainly because I'm not using the main feature of these headphones, which is the bass boost. And then obviously the comfort was another big factor for me. So those two combined sort of takes us down to a 3-star. So overall, I would probably score the Evos a 3.5. Would I tell anyone to rush out and buy a pair? No, I wouldn't. They're decent headphones, but the comfort isn't quite there, and you are paying for a premium feature that's barely used, at least in my case. That said, of course, reviews like this are always subjective. There's plenty of really positive reviews out there for these, so obviously they're great for some people. So if you're not convinced by what I've said, if you think you'll still really love that extra bass and want to see if they're the right, fit for you, then why not give them a whirl.
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope that has helped out, and yeah, if you have found it useful, if you like the video, please do hit the like button, and if you want to see more videos like this in the future, more reviews and just general tech stuff, then consider subscribing, because I hope to be doing a lot more. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care.